to the friends, family, coworkers, students of Daniel Shimon. I am so sorry for the loss of your loved one. Daniel Shimon was not only an amazing teacher, but he was an amazing friend, mentor, human. He had the biggest heart, the kindest soul. He would never let anyone fail as a person, as a student, as a human. So, for Diana, especially his daughter, I know you will get through this. He is holding you to high expectations, but to help you relieve some of this pain, I've made a video for you describing how much of an impact your father has made to a lot of humans.
Shimon was my senior year English teacher in high school. To say the least about him, he was very intimidating. He graded super precisely. Just kind of an overall hard teacher. But he always held his students to like a super high potential. And when you got an A in his paper, you knew you did well because he doesn't really do that very often. So that was always a good feeling, and it gave me a lot of hope for college that maybe I am a more decent writer than I think. If I could get an A in Shimon's class, I'll be okay in college. It just felt good, and he always came around in the end as a really nice guy and really supportive no matter what.
Is it you? I can't see the top. Yep, that's him.
I vividly remember walking through the halls of Jumper High School and seeing this ominous creature walking in the same direction as me, only to find out that this man would end up being my 12th grade English teacher. Mr. Shimon, although he had vampire-like features and qualities, he ended up being the most memorable teachers in my academic career for sure, and helped me into a path for future successes. Honestly, it was crazy. Like, you would walk through the door at 2:37 and you'd enter a different universe. I'm trying to think that a specific moment in my life that has stuck with me would have to be when we started reading The Heart of Darkness, which is honestly one of the hardest pieces of literature I think I could have ever read, because there's so many different pieces to unfold in this story. So she helps us think like a college student and read between the lines, which you've always been trained to do, but like she just had a different way of approaching these situations. We look for different ways of criticism, for example, like looking through a Marxist lens, or a Freudian criticism lens, incorporating defense mechanisms, or even like talking about gender-based equalities and lenses. Like, he incorporated that and taught us these lessons before we started reading, so we could look to find them in these stories. And everything on the page from an author meant something, and you could tell like when you were annotating. Like, I would go from honestly like annotating this, which is like nothing at the beginning of the year, to like annotating like this, where every single thing I had meant something. Like, everything had a purpose and meant something. So not only did his teachings help me in reading and writing, but it made me more aware to what was happening around me in like any situation and in any class. So with that being said, every author has a purpose for writing, thus they felt the need to inspire others with their words. And Shimon did very well with helping us understand and like look through the lens of an author, I guess you could say. So the placement of words and like their word choices is crucial to a story, along with the diction behind the word choices, because that brings out the grammatical side that Shimon brought to us, and that successfully made me a stronger writer. So like being able to know what a complex phrase is and knowing what these terms are just help you, if you can identify them, like you can write them. So that is what I think is so inspiring about Shimon, is that he doesn't need to teach the curriculum for that school year. He teaches us how to succeed in life, which I've never been more blessed to have a teacher who cared about me and my academic growth, and not just someone who cares about making sure that their students look good. So I've been very blessed to have Shimon.
Mr. Shimon impacted my life in a fantastic way. He pushed me every single day, not only through being one of my favorite teachers and somebody just that helped me in an immense fashion. He was also kind of scary, and he just kind of wanted to get the work done always on time, made me understand grammar better, and just overall helped me as an English student. Growing up, I never really had a great English teacher, and ending up having Mr. Shimon, I'm not gonna lie, I was terrified at first because I knew what I was expecting going into it, but he helped me more than any person has ever helped me as far as English goes, and I have so much thanks to give to him, and I'll always know that he'll be there to correct papers, edit papers, help me out if I ever need it. As a reference, he's just a great guy overall and just a very nice person. His heart is in a great place, especially when it comes to his students.
Hey, so a moment that Shimon impacted me more like my education is, I didn't really have very great English teachers throughout schooling at all. I literally had the worst of the worst, and so I didn't learn grammar skills that I needed to succeed in writing. And with Shimon, he taught me how to use a colon, a semicolon, commas correctly. Making my papers go from a C to an A minus. So
That.
One specific moment that I remember from Mr. Shimon's class that made me the student that I am today would have to be when we had our last written paper of the school year. And a couple days after writing the paper, he had talked to me after class and told me that I had received the best grade out of all of the students, and not just in my class, but all of the classes for that specific course. And for some that's not that big of a deal, but it was huge for me because in the beginning of the school year, I was receiving really bad grades on my papers, and I was a really bad writer. And he took this opportunity to teach me that it wasn't that I was a bad student in the beginning of the school year. It was just that I had a different learning style, and I had to learn what those learning styles were. And as soon as I did, I was able to become a better writer. And, he taught me that this isn't just pertaining to writing, that this pertains to all courses. And I've used this now in college, and I found great success in it. And I'm very grateful that I had this opportunity to learn that from him.
So all in all, there is no secret behind the great abilities Daniel Shimon had to offer for this world. Let us strive to use the lessons that he has taught us going forward in our future. He used to say, where there is courage, there is a way. And where there is a way, there is love, happiness, acceptance, and hope. May we please bow our heads and give one last moment of silence to our hero, our mentor, and our best friend.